And I wasn't consciously doing this, but I noticed that I did it. And it was one moment in my day where I truly felt really good and really at peace. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Valerie's Garden with me, Valerie. I've noticed within myself a little bit of a more flat and mellow vibe recently. And when I reflected on one moment in my day where I truly felt great and fulfilled and peaceful, it was when I gave something to someone. I wasn't intentionally setting out to I'm going to give something to someone every day of this week. It was just something that I noticed an opportunity presented itself and I chose to take action. And I felt good to do so. I felt really good to do so. And whether to a stranger or to a family member or friend or just someone I love, I didn't feel an obligation. It wasn't until today that I really recognized, oh, I did this. It is so easy to give when you are abundant and you have a lot of money and let's say that it doesn't impact your finances. There is also something really nice within that happens when you give, when maybe you're not in the position to just be giving. Well, when it feels like you might not be in the position to give. Knowing who I am, I know that I'm abundant in many ways. I am abundant and so wealthy in many ways. And the more I lean into that, the more I see it in the physical. So with my finances right now, even though I may not be where I the ideal, I can just give money to whoever that I would like to help out. Even though I may not be seeing that number, like the number that I want to see in my bank account right now. In one of my mentors' immersives, she says a line that really stood out to me when I heard it then, and even now, it sticks with me. And the line is this: you are free to give as your heart guides. You are free to give as your heart guides. And then when I say it to myself, when I really, really, really affirm this to myself, I am safe to give as my heart guides. So when a situation presents itself where a person might need a little extra assistance, and if I am able to, and my heart sees that opportunity and sees that moment, and I'm there, and my heart says, yes, go Val, go ahead and help out. That is exactly what I'm going to do. And whether or not the person accepts the offering, that is up to them. But within myself, it feels really nice. And I wouldn't say it's like the savior complex thing. It's more of a brother and sister feeling. And even deeper than that, for me personally, it's that I see you in me and I see myself in you. And I see us as one. So if I am able to help out, I really want to, and I will. It was kind of funny because there was a situation earlier this week where I was at a cafe and the lady in front of me, she was trying to pay for her meal. And it cost like $22 and whatever cents. But her phone was glitching. I could see her phone screen glitching and glitching and glitching. And she seemed distressed. And I was like, I wasn't planning on just going and treating someone that day, buying a stranger's meal. But when I saw this, it was just an opportunity to help someone out who's trying to get a meal. And oh my gosh, it was funny. Oh, and there is a sign that said no cash accepted, but she didn't see that. So she's there trying to pay. And she looks at me and she's like, oh, you can go ahead. And I ask her, oh, may I pay for your meal? And she looks at me kind of shocked and she giggles. And she giggles with this tone where I could feel that she was a little bit offended or maybe embarrassed that I was offering. And she told me, oh no, I can pay for my food. And so I told her, I know you can. I just wanted to offer. And she looked at me and she's like, I can pay for my food. I'm a physician. And so when she said it like that, I knew to take a step back. And I realized that, yeah, people perceive things differently. And even though my intentions were not to make anyone feel, what is that word? Like beneath me, below me, with the C. Oh, I wasn't trying to be condescending or offend her in any way. And then she tried to pull out her cash and pay. And then the cashier said, I'm sorry, we don't accept cash. And so she fumbled around on her phone some more and she was able to pay. For a moment, I kind of felt bad, but also I was like, you know what? No, it's okay. I offered from a good place. And it's okay if not everyone wants to accept it's okay if not everyone wants to accept it. I wasn't going to feel happy because she said yes. I simply wanted to help out. And that's another thing about giving. A lot of times people give with an expectation of receiving something. People give with an expectation of getting something in return, even with the universe and knowing that, yeah, like what you do give and put out there, karma, right? It comes back around to you. But I feel that when you're giving with the intention or when you're giving with the expectation that you're going to get something back, that kind of takes away from the, I don't want to say the purity, but the purity of doing it because you want to and because you want to either make someone stay, help someone out, just do something nice and special for someone you love. So when you are practicing this act of giving, it is important just to check what your intentions are. And that's another thing as well. Many times people overgive and they feel that they have to constantly give to be of value or to feel worthy or like they have a purpose. And from this perspective, I think it is also very, very important to, once again, check why you're doing things, check where it's coming from. I've seen relationships and situations where there's a partner who feels like they might be losing their partner, and they'll give in hopes that that'll cause the other person to stay. And this is where people can get taken advantage of. And this is also where people can stay in the relationships for the wrong reason. So if you are a giver in whatever capacity, oh my freaking gosh, he's here.
I won't distract you from all right, keep doing what you're doing. We're gonna get more comments.
Are you a giver or a receiver?
Giving feels way better. Yeah, for sure. I'm a giver. But receiving real nice too, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But I feel like the more empty you are, the better it feels to give. Mm-hmm. And the more you give, the more you receive. So, but it's easy to want to receive. There we go.
That's his piece.
The more empty you are, the more you gotta give.
But what about that phrase of like, it's easier to pour from a filled cup than an empty?
What if it's oxymoronic that the more you pour, the more your cup actually fills up?
Maybe. I was just speaking about that and how I was feeling kind of off last week. And I noticed that, well, I was giving quite a bit and it felt really good and it made me feel, it filled my cup too. Ian gave me these flowers, by the way. So if you are a giver in any capacity, I think it's fair to check your expectations and if you have any, and also to check your intentions and where the desire to give is coming from. Ian also brought up a great point about receiving. And I want to quickly speak about receiving because there is this misconception that to receive, that if you are a receiver, you're not a good person, or that you're just filled with all of these expectations that you'll just keep getting, kind of like you're spoiled or a taker. But I'm here to challenge that, and I disagree. I feel that when God presents gifts, either through other people or however they come to you, it is more than okay to receive, and to receive gratefully. And it does feel nice. It does feel nice when you're taken care of, or when these little things come to you. And if you can be present with that and feel appreciative, and not from like a greedy expecting, like not from this greedy place, but receiving isn't a bad thing. If you can be present with how nice it feels to receive, you'll know that when you're giving to others, well, I guess it depends on how people receive things, but you will know how good it makes others feel to receive as well. There's one more thing that I want to say. Giving doesn't always necessarily mean gifts and money. It can be attention and presence and time and energy. I think the gift of presence is a huge one. It can be knowledge, it can be skills, it can be stories. Wow, actually, it can be so many things. I heard the birds chirping right now, and I was like, wow, that was a gift to my soul. Thank you, birds. One day when I think I was in the shower, or was I in the shower? One day when I was in the shower, I was reflecting on being exactly where I am right now. Or at the time, being exactly who and where I was, being exactly who I was, and being exactly where I was at that time. And I just remember thinking, the beautiful thing about being exactly where you are is that you always have something to give, and you always have something to receive. Maybe you are receiving the gift of wisdom being passed down through someone who is on a path that you want to be on, or maybe you're giving someone a skill that you developed from your life. And so with giving and receiving, it doesn't necessarily need to be a tangible object or money or something physical, but there is always something to give. And right now, I would like to go give my time to him. The last thing that I want to emphasize before I head out is that you are free to give as your heart guides. Oh my gosh. You are free to give as your heart guides. We're always giving and receiving. Okay. Thank you so much for being here with me. Thank you for giving me the gift of your time and attention. And thank you for allowing me to share lessons and wisdom from my life. Have an incredible week, and I will see you next time.